The members of various financial institutions have asked legislators to regard them as banks because doing so will enhance savings as well as public confidence in them. This call comes as the Committee of Finance continues to meet with various stakeholders in the banking sector in preparation for the Microfinance Amendment Bill 2022.
We would like them to approve, which will allow us, the MDI, the microfinance institutions that are regulated by Bank of Uganda in Tier 3 to use the word bank. And when we use the word bank, this will build public confidence in the sector for those that are regulated, because as of now, the customers find it difficult to differentiate between a regulated microfinance institution and also those microfinance institutions that are not regulated, but they are under Tier 4, which are not regulated by Bank of Uganda. These include money lenders, SACCOs, and also others. So that is going to differentiate that.
Nambobi Shafi urges that they are unable to do agent banking simply because the legislation as it stands forbids them to do so. As a result, they have been unable to reach out to the untapped clients, which puts a bottleneck on financial inclusion.
That this will allow us to offer agency banking, and the majority of the customers we serve are not in towns. Some of them are in rural areas, and they travel for longer distances just to come and transact banking money, withdrawing money, taking loans. So this will enable the microfinance institutions, who are called banks, be able to offer agency banking.
Since the existing law exclusively benefits those supervised financial institutions under the Financial Intelligence Authority, the officials have also requested that lawmakers take Islamic banking into account when amending the law.
In the amendments that we are looking for is for the Act to allow us to offer Islamic banking, which is purely on Islamic principles. So once the amendments are done, we're expecting that the microfinance banks, as they will be called, they will be able to introduce Sharia compliance products like savings, where you don't charge, there are no charges on withdrawals, there are no charges on monthly charges. So that's side that we have a very big community, Muslim community, that have been looking for such services, as they are against riba. Riba is about the interest. So those are some of the products that we expect to do.
On the other hand, the lawmakers have promised to take into account these microfinance institutions' recommendations in the report they will submit to Parliament. They contend that it is wiser to help domestic investors who plan to make investments than it is to promote international commercial banks that repatriate their wealth.
The principles of Islamic banking, which provide for like sharing of the gain generated by a bank between the bank and the clients, is a good principle. So there is a win-win situation. And therefore, it is a good principle. Me, I would support it. Thirdly, this bill, once it is revised, it is amended, the microfinance institutions, they become bank. They will also be able to provide assurance, bank insurance services. They will also be able to provide agency banking services. So by providing these services, they come nearer to our people. And besides, why I strongly support them, they are locally deposit mobilizing institutions. And therefore, the profits, from my point of view as a Ugandan, which they generate, are all retained nationally. Our country allows for foreign direct investment. So external commercial banks are also welcome. However, although we gain from them on all other aspects, when it comes to profits, local banks retain their profits here, while foreign-based commercial banks repatriate some of their profits.
There's foreign direct investments that this country could benefit. And I think that's the reason, because they say there are people from the Islamic world who want to invest in this country, but they want to make sure their money goes through the normal Sharia Islamic banking arrangements. And so they are not comfortable if that money comes here when those things have not yet been put in place. Because in their practice, they don't want their money to be used on speculative and other type of such related businesses. So they want that assurance. Now, if that is really the reason, one of the strongest reasons, which I think any country would want additional foreign direct investments, then that would be good for us. And you know, there is also that aspect of financing without even having a tangible asset that you should own. Because these banks can, let me use the word, borrowing money to you, maybe to buy an asset. They first of all have to own the asset because they want to make sure that they don't sell you hair. They want to sell you something that exists. So it can even help people in asset ownership. That will form a collateral on which you can be able to transact.
Before submitting a completed report for discussion to the rest of the House, the committee is still holding meetings with various stakeholders over the same measure. Samlanifa, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.